Hey guys, it's Jen, and I am here to show you a little process video today. And what I'm doing is showing you a technique that I learned from Arit in our new class, Make an Impact. The class is all about simple techniques that can give you a fun impact on your layouts. There are lots of techniques you can use over and over again that we use in the class, and we thought it would be fun to take a technique we learned from the other person and incorporate it onto a layout for you guys to have like kind of a little sneak peek. So this is an airbrush technique that Arit teaches in the class that I've just used with a stencil, and I'm not going to show you how to do that technique in this video. You have to learn that in the classroom, but I wanted to show you how pretty this effect is. So I'm starting with this as my background, and I'm going to tone it down a little bit with this really light blue striped paper. It's just a very subtle light blue stripe on here from Close to My Heart, and I am using this photo of my daughter. And I'm going to talk about, she's watching a show on the Kindle, so I'm going to talk about how she kind of spends her free time. She loves watching shows, and she never did before this year. She was always, outside playing or doing different things, and she still does those things, but she loves watching her shows now, and that's kind of a first for her. So I wanted to do a layout about that. I pulled just a few items from my stash that I'm going to try to incorporate on this layout. So it's kind of like if you watch Inky Quill, Adele Toomey here on YouTube, she does this thing called Grab 5, where she grabs 5 things and tries to incorporate it onto her layout. So I've done something similar. I don't think I have 5 things, but I just grabbed some items from my stash that I thought I would try to incorporate on this layout. So these are some alpha stickers from We Are Memory Keepers, and they are in this kind of purpley pink tone, which I thought would look nice with this background. I pulled this little chipboard piece that says In Progress. This is from the Craft Story Kit from Allie Edwards. I have 2 washi tapes. I don't know which one I'll use, but they are watercolor washi tapes, and I thought that one of them would look nice with this. I have some puffy stickers from Heidi Swap, some puffy stickers from Amy Tan, some little word stickers from 7 Paper by Studio Calico, and then these little word stickers that are rubber words from Amy Tan, and then I have this little flare from a hip kit. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of those things on this layout. We'll see what ones I end up using, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start by toning down that background paper with just it'll end up being a 4-inch strip of that very light striped paper. You really can't tell it's a stripe in the video, and I apologize for that. But I'm choosing which side of the paper I want to cover up. And then to kind of bridge the gap between the 2 papers, I'm using that washi tape. And I decided on that kind of purpley pink color. These are watercolor washi tapes from We Are Memory Keepers, and they're so pretty. I'm going to layer up just a few scraps of pattern paper behind my photo at the top, just for something a little extra, but I don't want to really take away too much from the bottom, so I'm just using some fairly neutral papers and some pink papers that will just kind of give me a little area of added interest up above the photo. So now I'm going to look for, what I'm looking for right now is maybe a tab or something that I can include in that top little area with the patterned papers. I felt like it needed just something right there, and I will find something eventually that works out, but I'm looking through some of my stickers, and then I'm going to move on to my die cuts here in just a second. What I'm really looking for is just something to break up those lines, because everything's very squarish, and so I'm looking for something that will add a little bit of interest. And so I'm going to some Simple Stories die cuts, because I know I have some in that purpley pink color, but while I was in there I also noticed some other die cuts, and I will end up pulling a few from here that get included on the final layout, including a little iPod thing with some headphones, because my daughter's wearing headphones in the photo. I also end up using that little purpley pink label and the strip that says Life over and over in black. And so those will make it on the layout as well. So I'm not quite sure how to finish the top yet, so I'm going to move to my title, and I'm going to make the title say Free Time, because this is what she's liking to do with her free time lately. And I'm just putting it on some wax paper so that I can move it around before I decide what I want to do. And I thought I would use one of the Amy Tan little rubber words here. There's a white one that says hello, and I'm going to put it above the word free time. So I don't really want the iPod on that little headphone portion, so I just cut it off because A, it didn't match, and B, she's not using headphones with an iPhone, she's using it with a Kindle, and so I just cut that off, and I will include those headphones somewhere later. So I'm going to try to commit to putting down these papers, and I'm just roughing them up a little on the edges with my fingernails and then layering them together. And you can see in my layers that I'm making it so that none of the edges line up, and that just makes it a little bit more interesting. So I'm kind of playing around with the composition here at the top, and I decide to cover up some photos on my wall with that label. They were just something that didn't need to be seen and a little bit distracting, and so I thought the label covered them nicely. I'm thinking about using that little faux clip that's just printed in silver on some cardstock, but I end up not using it. So I placed my photo right in the center, and now I'm trying to decide how I want my title to go. Do I want it to the right? I kind of at the top have it going a little right heavy because of that label. Do I want it to the left to balance the right heaviness? Or do I want it centered? And I decide to center it, and you'll see later in the video that I decide to center everything on the top as well. That will come in a minute here. So I put down my words, and I'm going to put down the word hello right above them in the center, and I was thinking I need to bring some black down to the bottom. I thought about using that word cherish from Heidi Swap, but it doesn't work. And then I thought about using the word enjoy up at the top, and then I changed my mind to smile later, and I end up not using any of those little puffy little speech bubbles at all, actually. So I just placed down that rubber word with some Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, and now I am trying to decide what else I want to add to this layout. I know I'm needing to bring in something else, and also that little corner where the right hand corner of the photo is kind of bothering me. I feel like I need something in that right hand corner, a piece of paper or something to balance that little tag that's there. So I found this black and cream striped paper from Maggie Holmes in my scraps, and I thought it gave something nice, and it gave that little tag a home to rest on and filled that kind of empty corner that, I don't know, it just felt like it needed something. So I went ahead and cut that in half and added it to both sides of the photo, and that adds in a little bit of black too. So now I'm still trying to figure out where I want to put those headphones, and they will eventually make it on here somewhere, but I'm going to play around with them quite a lot. And I glue them down and pull them up, and I glue them down and pull them up, so it's going to be a bit of a hassle, but I did want to make sure I included them. So here's where I changed to the smile speech bubble. That won't make it. So I got some Amy Tangerine, those puffy stickers, and pulled the word sweet from them. And then I pulled some Maggie Holmes puffy stickers, and I'm going to pull a puffy sticker that says loving this and put it on the top. And I'll end up centering everything. My video stops, but all I'm going to do is center everything up. And I'll add a couple more Amy Tangerine puffy stickers, and you'll see those in the close-up photos here coming in the end. So I hope that you have enjoyed this layout and this fun technique that I learned from Arit in our class Make an Impact, which you can find at classes.craftygenschow.com. And there is a little promo video at the end that's just a minute long that's going to show you some sneak peeks of the layouts. So enjoy!